And I think we're live. Let me just have a look, double check that this is going out live. Bear with me just for a few seconds, people, if you are watching this live. Yes, okay. Looks like we are out and live. Could someone in the chat let me know how the sound's working, please? Let me know if this is coming through loud and clear. Hopefully, it says I've got 14 people watching live, so yeah, hopefully this is going out. Yeah, and Paul says it's fine, so shout out to Paul. So I'm going to be honest. So far, Irish Tom saying, "What time are you starting?" Oh, I'm just telling him live now. So far, this card hasn't really excited me. I don't want to be overly casual about it, but yeah, the Calify. God, I've even forgotten the name of the first fighter who won. Paul Economides versus the other guy. It hasn't got me overly buzzing, but that's all about to change because the nation's hero, our Olympian, Anthony Ogogo, is about to fight Craig Cunningham in a 10-rounder in the middleweight division. Now, you may have noted I couldn't resist a sly dig at Anthony Ogogo there. From this point onwards, we're going to be purely professional. So no more sly digs at Anthony Ogogo. I'm going to be unbiased and I'm going to be trying to call it as I see it. And according to my YouTube, we have got 42 people watching live. So if that's correct, then yeah, that's good. That shows that there's potentially some interest in this idea. Just to recap, what we're going to do today is I am going to try and commentate live on the Anthony Ogogo Craig Cunningham fight. I am not, and I'll say this very, very clearly, I am not going to be commentating as in Ogogo throws a jab, Cunningham throws a hook, Ogogo throws a jab. You know, I'm going to be presuming that you guys can watch the fight live, and I'm going to be kind of more analysing as the fight goes on, or attempting to analyse as it goes on, as opposed to just reading out what's going on the screen. Now, one quick warning I'd give is I understand that what you are watching is on a slight delay. I think you are something like 5 to 10 seconds delayed. So it may be, and we're going to need to play around with this because this is the first time we're doing this, so it's a bit of a test run. But it may be beneficial for you guys to, if you've got Sky and Sky Plus, to press pause on your Sky remote, and I will say when the bell rings, the first round is off, you know, and I'll say something to that nature so that you can, I just don't want my commentary to be on a delay, if that makes sense. So you're hearing about a knockdown 5 seconds after you've seen it on screen. So let's see. And Michael Reed actually makes an interesting comment. He says, the commentary hasn't been that bad tonight, BJ. Do you know what, Michael? You're spot on, which is a disaster for this idea. I was hoping by this point, Carl Frost would have been on and absolutely murdered it. But that hasn't happened thus far. So maybe not the best night for me to start this idea, but we're going to give it a go anyway. Just bear with me for 1 second. I'm just going to get a glass of water in case the throat gets dry over the course of what could potentially be a 10-rounder. Good. Right, so on my screen now, we have got just a Sky commercial advert. So, you know, probably a few minutes till it kicks off. Mason's prediction says, thanks Boxing Gossip for doing this. Michael Reed says, still do it, mate. Absolutely, yeah, we're going to give it a go. We'll see how it works. We'll see if there's interest, see if people tune in. I've got 63 people watching live, so you know, there are a certain amount of people tuning in, which is great. and we'll see how it goes, really. And you know, if this is something that people like, people enjoy, if it's something that works, then there's no reason why we can't do it again. As I say, I think commentary teams, and somebody did message me this on Facebook. It was something I'd already occurred to me, but I think commentary teams sometimes do work best as a 2 or 3 man unit, rather than just one person ranting over. But we'll give it our best. We'll see how we go. So let's have a look in the chat. And actually, seeing as we've got a few minutes to spare, could you guys maybe leave your predictions for this fight? Who's going to win, Ogogo or Cunningham? What's the method of victory? Is it going to be knockout? Is it going to be points? What round? What scorecard? Let's leave your predictions in the chat. Also, I understand Spike O'Sullivan may potentially make a cameo at some point during this fight. He's been tweeting his plane tickets that he was flying over and that sort of thing. So that could be interesting. Jet has joined in the chat. Good evening, Jet. A lot of the regular faces here. Copender said, why the Sky card and not the Box Nation card? To be honest, I've gone with Sky tonight just because I think there's a bigger fight on the bill, basically. But I will be catching up with Box Nation. Cuthbert says Ogogo round 3. Jet's tuning in from work. Daniel saying Ogogo knockout round 6. Paul, is Ogogo with Matchroom? No. Mikey says Ogogo UD in a landslide. Think Cunningham will be tough enough to stick it out for full 12. It's only 10 rounds, actually, Mikey. Team Grove says Ogogo in second half with Spike as a special guest referee. Tom at CFC says Ogogo stops him in 6. Bill says Ogogo will beat him. Yusuf says, what do you think of Ogogo? Well, you'll see in the commentary. YouTube says Boxing Gossip has already passed Paul Smith's commentary career. We got 73 people watching, 74 now, so maybe I have. Chris says pay-per-view for Spike Ogogo. I doubt it. Yeah, ring walks are on now. Craig Cunningham's just in the ring. Jet says, Gossip, are you going to pay me for the podcast already? Oh, just seen Ian John Lewis is the referee, friend of the channel. Mikey says Ogogo should beat him easily. Duran dominated Cunningham. Coppen's never seen Cunningham. Cuthbert thinks Ogogo will take a knee. Nicola said hello. Hello, Nicola. YouTube says War Ogogo. We're up to 80 people watching live now. Oh, and I can see the man himself, Anthony Ogogo. He is dressed in what appears to be a sleeveless hoodie. Looks very, very focused on his way out to the ring. Yeah, let's see. So Ogogo's ring walk is just starting. Obviously, I've got the sound down at my end as well. So what I'm going to ask, guys, is between rounds, I would like your live scorecards, and I'll read them out if there's any time between rounds. So however you want to put it, if you want to put, let's say Ogogo wins the first round. If you want to put Ogogo 1-0, Ogogo 10-9, let's go 10-9 actually, because if there's any knockdowns, we can work it out that way. But yeah, Anthony Ogogo on the way to the ring, throwing a few uppercuts, looks very focused, very determined. So shouldn't be too long, guys. In about 2 or 3 minutes time, we will be live. Jonathan says Eddie just announced Conception versus your 5 for the AJ undercard. Waleed says, thanks, my stream is way behind. Yeah, so what I'm going to do, as I say again, is when the guys start fighting, I'm going to say something like, we're off for round 1. And, maybe you can hopefully use that to determine how much difference there is between my commentary and the stream and, or the Sky Show, I mean, and we could go from there. Tom says, you doing this for the main event, BG? I'm not. I'm just, I don't want to risk it on the main event just yet. This is just a pure guinea pig run. So we're going for Ogogo. Coppen says, if Anthony loses, we should all Ogogo to Subway. Good work. I like it. Might steal that one. Team Grove says, good luck. Looking forward to it. Cheers, mate. Hope you're doing well. We got 87 people watching live now. This is not bad. This is not bad. This is rivaling what we get for some of the podcasts. Yeah, glad to see that there's at least some interest. Moto Edit says he's expecting Spike in a mankini to jump in the ring. Yeah. Right. Toby says, me and my mum are watching you. Mason's Production says, Ogogo by murder. Come on, get my prediction in. Daniel says, you shouldn't announce the opening bell. We can all pause when we hear it and wait. Okay. Not quite sure I'm following you there, Daniel. Possibly me being thick. YouTube says, Adam Smith and Paul Smith versus Boxing Gossip and Boxing Gossip's posh brother on pay-per-view. Yeah, my brother might have to take Paul Smith. I'll fight Adam Smith. Waleed says, good luck, mate. Respect the work. Thank you, mate. Jonathan says, Ogogo could have sold out the O2. Got some excellent imagery of Ian John Lewis in here. Oh, Daniel said you should, not shouldn't. Okay. Cool. Okay. Yeah, that's what I'll do. I won't actually be able to hear the opening bell because I've got it completely on mute as well. So we're all operating somewhat blind here. Team Ghost says, I am the referee. They're just showing Craig Cunningham in the ring. Craig Cunningham, let's give a bit of background. I'll pull him up on BoxTrack here. 16 wins, 1 loss. His 16 wins, only 3 of them came by knockout. He's listed as a super welterweight, a light middleweight. So he's typically operating in the division below. In his last fight, he fought for the Midlands area light middleweight title. So this is a step up, and I'll be interested when this fight kicks off to see if there's any size difference. BoxTrack has him as the 8th best light middle in the UK and the 73rd best light middle globally. As for Ogogo, middleweight listed as the 18th best middleweight in the UK and the 162nd best middleweight globally. Ogogo's 11-0 with 7 knockout wins. So it looks like we're about to kick off here, guys. As I say, I can't hear it, but it looks like Ogogo is just being announced, and he's loving every minute of it. Stu Moran says, well done, BG. New career ahead. Coppen said, did I do a post-fight on Selby? No, I didn't. Okay. Right. I'm going to zone out of the chat now. I'm going to focus on the fight, and we'll come back to the chat between rounds. Ian John Lewis is just doing his I am the referee speech, and they've touched gloves and gone to their respective corners. So I think we're 10, 15, 20 seconds away from this fight going live, people. So bear with me. And we're off. Round 1 has begun. Straight away, Ogogo looking to work the jab. Cunningham's being, they're standing in the center of the ring, just feeling each other out at this point. Does appear to be a slight size difference. It's perhaps not as noticeable as I thought it might have been. Ogogo obviously is known as a fairly large middleweight. Cunningham's fighting southpaw. And they're both just sort of standing at range. Perhaps their sort of lead feet might have got tangled up there. That might be something to watch out for as the fight goes on. But yeah, Ogogo with a slight size advantage. I must admit, possibly not as much as I had anticipated when this fight was initially made. And so far feeling out. But Cunningham's, he's not scared here. Cunningham's working, he's throwing punches. And, he's leading aggressively. Obviously, Cunningham, not the biggest puncher in the world. He's only got 3 stoppages out of 16 wins, campaigning in a lower weight class. But he's not really bothering too much with the jab here. He's leading with a straight backhand. He's leading with a hook to the body. Whereas Ogogo seems to be more focused on getting that jab working early on. Interesting to see how Ogogo's dealing with this southpaw stance. And really, we've done a minute and a half of the first round. Very, very much a feel-out round so far. Not muchness going on. But I would say Craig Cunningham there. Cunningham just caught Ogogo. Not with anything of any note. But, Cunningham's certainly being aggressively minded, which is good to see. Potentially, that could be a good theme as the fight continues. So we've done 2 minutes basically of the fight. We've got 1 minute 10 left of round one. And Ogogo's just struggling to find his range a little bit here. He's throwing the jab. He's not catching Cunningham clean with it. Cunningham's kind of, he's not standing at his full height. He's kind of ducking low a bit. And also that southpaw stance, I just wonder if that is ever so slightly befuddling Ogogo. I just wonder if he's finding it slightly awkward. Cunningham just lands a little lead there to Ogogo's body. And Ogogo's starting to try and, he's really pumping out that jab, but that jab's very inaccurate to my eye. You guys can let me know in between the rounds in the chat if I'm being harsh there, but Ogogo just seems to be struggling to find his distance a little bit there, potentially struggling with that southpaw stance of Cunningham. Yeah, Ogogo looking a bit wild now to me. He's starting to miss quite regularly. And we'll see. But the first round, you know, we've got 12 seconds left of the first round here. It hasn't been a vintage one round one. It's more of a feel out round. Ogogo's put a big cross in there, but seemed to miss for me. And Ogogo finishing the round more aggressively. I wouldn't really have a problem how people score that round. My inclination watching it live was that could maybe be a 10-10. Or maybe a 10-9 to Cunningham. I'm going to go 10-9 to Cunningham there, 1-0 to Cunningham. I just felt Ogogo was quite sloppy. I felt Ogogo's accuracy was poor, and I thought Ogogo struggled to get his jab established. Let's go to the chat. Rob, 10-9 Cunningham. Ogogo terrible. Mikey, 10-10. Fight Talk, 10-9 Cunningham. Scott, 10-9 Cunningham. Groves, Ogogo can't find his range. I gave it to Cunningham. James says good commentary so far. Michael, 10-10. Tom, 10-10. Moto Edits, 10-9 Cunningham. Car Cleaning, 10-9 Cunningham. Kendall says it's like Carl Frotz in the room with us. Paul says Cunningham landed more. Daniel, 10-10 Ogogo. Ben says good commentary, I'm impressed. Gaz says Ogogo should stick to dancing. Right, guys, I'm coming out now for the second round, and we're off here. So the consensus is Cunningham won that round. On the BG scorecard, Cunningham is certainly one up at this point. I'm not necessarily saying that Cunningham is some, you know, massively awkward chess player here, but you notice how he's getting a bit low. He's getting a bit low. He's got that southpaw stance, and Ogogo for me struggled to adjust to that in the first round. But you know, let's see how. Oh, and Cunningham just catches Ogogo there. I thought Cunningham just landed a backhand cross there on Ogogo. Interesting. Cunningham has not been afraid here to let loose a bit in the early rounds, which is good to see. Now, Ogogo's caught Cunningham there. Ogogo's caught Cunningham with a backhand cross, and for 1 second, Cunningham looked a bit wobbled, but he's recovered. They've kind of wrestled a bit, and Ogogo's gone down. Not a knockdown. He's just kind of chipped, been wrestled down. So Ian John pulls them back up, and they're back on their feet and starting again. So interesting start to the second round. Ogogo once again proving inaccurate with that jab, and Cunningham's now got his hands down and he's got his chin up in the air, and Ogogo is missing with that jab with increasing regularity. Ogogo's just coming short by about half a foot, but he has caught Cunningham there. Cunningham needs to be a bit careful here. He's making Ogogo miss a lot with the jab, but I think that's the second time I've seen Ogogo land with a cross of note in this round. Although Cunningham's just caught Ogogo coming in. It's really starting to open up this, and Ogogo looking a bit wild, I must say. Cunningham's landing now. It's turned into a bit of a fight in the second round here. There's a big trade-off, and you know, both guys looking really, really wild. Lots of haymakers going in now, and you know, Cunningham is catching Ogogo several times here with power punches. You know, if Cunningham had power, Ogogo could be in trouble here. You know, Cunningham has landed 5 or 6 real big power punches straight on Ogogo's chin. Ogogo's very square. He's very upright for me. He's the sort of counterpuncher's dream here. You know, this has really opened up this round. Cunningham's got his hands low. He seems to be growing in confidence in there, but he needs to be very mindful of that Ogogo cross, which I think has landed on his chin twice in this round. And Ogogo is the bigger man with the higher knockout ratio, but Cunningham's caught him again there. And Ogogo's gone down. I'm just having a look, see if Ian John Lewis has called it a knockdown. Ogogo has been knocked down, and he's taking account. Ogogo's claiming it's a slip, but he's been knocked down. Guys, let me know, was that a knockdown? Was that a slip? unbelievable scenes here in the second round. Craig Cunningham has caught Ogogo, I would say, without exaggerating, 8 times on the chin, and Ogogo's down again, but I think that is a slip. That is a slip, yeah. Ian Johns called it a slip. And I think we've only got 5 or 6 seconds left in that second round now. So this has really opened up here. And Ogogo's all over the place. He's wild. He's inaccurate. And the round is over. Mikey says Ogogo's balance is horrific. You're spot on. You're spot on, Mikey. Give me your scorecards there. Surely that's a 10-8 round to Cunningham. I think we have to have Cunningham 3 rounds up here after 2 guys, don't we? Surely the first round is 10-9 Cunningham and the second round's 10-8 to Ogogo. Paul Eubank Jr. would murder him. Gaz says the Sky commentary is terrible. I don't know. I can't hear it, Gaz. Let's have a look. Scott says wild round, 10-8 Cunningham. Ogogo chinny. Moto says Ogogo's getting his ears boxed off. JG's loving the commentary and says 10-8 Cunningham. It's 2017, guys, isn't it? Let's have it right. It's 2017 after 2 rounds, as far as I'm concerned. Really opened up in that round. Cunningham looked overconfident for me, but who'd have thought Cunningham could potentially be the power puncher in there? He's the smaller guy from the smaller division, and he seems to have more chance of hurting Ogogo. We're off for round 3 now, guys. So, you know, let's see how the fight develops here. I guess Ogogo's corner has been telling him to calm it down and use his boxing a bit more. Ogogo is really struggling with distance. You know, he's lunging in with that cross and missing wildly. He's not just getting the distance wrong. It's the height of the punch as well. And Cunningham appears to be the better boxer in there after 2 rounds for me. Ogogo really consistently coming up short. What Ogogo needs to do in this situation is double up that jab. There's no point throwing single jabs because Cunningham is able to evade them with great ease. Ogogo needs to throw a jab and then step forward behind another jab, double it up and position Cunningham a bit more. His failure to do that has been the reason he's losing this fight so far. And it also means he's a lot easier to counter if he's just throwing 1 jab. So that's a real failing of Anthony Ogogo as we enter the 3rd round in this fight. You know, first minute of the 3rd round, been a bit more tentative, a bit more feeling out. Ogogo's trying to push the pace behind the jab, but still coming up real short with it. And this Cunningham, with his southpaw stance and the way he's kind of ducking a bit, is really causing problems for Ogogo. But, you know, Cunningham has landed little of note as we come towards the halfway stage of the 3rd round here. So maybe Ogogo's starting to come into this round. Let's have a look. Very tentative now. Tiny bit scrappy here. It's a slightly slower pace round than we saw in the second. And I guess both guys have been advised just to, you know, that it is a 10-round fight and that there's a long way yet to go. But, you know, Cunningham looks very comfortable in there. He looks at ease to me. His hands are down. He looks happy in himself. It's a bit of a nothing round so far, I must admit. We've got about 1 minute and 5 seconds left in it. And a lot of inaccuracy, not a notable punch at this stage really been landed. Some slight reddening around Ogogo's face and eyes, but, you know, nothing really of note. And they're just kind of still feeling each other out here. Slightly slower paced round as we head towards the end of the 3rd round compared to the 2nd round. Ogogo is landing that jab, but he's not landing it effectively. You know, there's limited snap. Ogogo drops to the body with a jab and finally lands one. The jab to the body, you know, I was talking about doubling up that jab earlier on in the fight. Doubling it up, maybe going body head would be really effective for him here. But he's not doing that. And to me, he's looking quite square, quite upright. Yeah, I mean, Ogogo's talks of fighting, you know, the likes of Chris Eubank Jr., Billy Joe Saunders is looking a long way off for me here. If this was Spike O'Sullivan in the ring, he'd be in trouble here because those punches that Cunningham's landed on him, you know, if Spike was landing those punches, it could be a real problem. So 3rd round is over, guys. How do you score that? I would be inclined to edge that round to Anthony Ogogo. You know, neither guy did particularly well in it, but I would have to say Cunningham landed very, very little there. So how did you score the 3rd round, people? Fight Talk scored it 29-27 to Cunningham. That's the same score I have it, actually. Oh, no, is it? Yeah, that is how I have it, 29-27. James says, your commentary is out of sync with my live stream, but I'm not complaining. Maybe you can pause the live stream, mate. Tom's got it 29-28, Cunningham. How am I doing, guys? Is this better than Sky or not? We've got 100 people watching. Mikey's got it 3-0 Cunningham. I kind of found it hard to score that third round to Cunningham. You know, I've got it 2-1 for Cunningham, but with that 10-8 round. Ben's got it 29-27. Kendall's got it 30-27. Car Cleaning's got it 30-27. All right, and we're off for the fourth now, guys. Slightly tentative opening, and now they're holding. They're in the center of the ring holding, and Ian Johns brought them apart. Ogogo doesn't look happy in there. He falls short again with his straight punches. Cunningham lands the jab, and Ogogo's now piling forward. He's bringing it into the pocket, but he's getting caught as he does it. Not getting caught with anything too problematic at this stage. But again, every time Ogogo throws that jab, you know, he's coming up wildly short. How's his corner not told him to double up the jab? I mean, the guy's an Olympian. The guy's an amateur standout. A double jab here would really help. It's one of the key things to do if you're struggling with someone's range and if someone's able to evade your shot. And Cunningham's just got a bit of a swagger about him now. Both hands are down. He's holding his chin out in the air. He's kind of very comfortable. He looks very, very comfortable in there. Having said that, as comfortable as he looks defensively, he's going to have to land punches offensively if he's going to steal rounds here, because Ogogo is the one coming forward and pressing the pace as far as I'm seeing it. And Ogogo's the one throwing punches with better intentions. They're just not landing. A bit of a mess there. They've kind of been got up in close, and Ian Johns separated them, and they're in the middle of the ring and they're having another look at each other. Trade off with the jab. Neither man, I must say, being overly effective with the jab. Ogogo misses again. Every time Ogogo throws that jab, he comes up short. You know, it's real. It's going to be a real problem for his career if he can't sort that out. And again, you know, Cunningham's just able to bend and lean and move away. Cunningham's expending very little energy, and Ogogo is so uneconomical here. He's throwing big punches. He's leading with the jab and trying to throw the cross off it, and he's just missing. And you know, Cunningham's just able to lean out of it, and you know, it's not good. But having said that, Cunningham is not doing enough here. I'd like to see Cunningham a bit more offensively minded, because even though Cunningham's looking the better fighter in there, he's not throwing enough punches now, and you just wonder how the judges are going to be seeing this. Rounds like this are very tight, and rounds like this are rounds that Cunningham could easily be winning if he were able to land a punch or two of no. But I'm not sure Cunningham's actually landed a relevant punch, you know, for the last 4 or 5 minutes of fighting. And, you know, that's the problem. Ogogo's looking pretty terrible, but, you know, with 20 seconds left in round 4, I think I'm going to be scoring this round to him again, just because he's been the more offensively minded fighter. You know, Ogogo seems very, very limited when he gets up close, and that's a big problem considering he can't get his jab working here. Anyway, we've got a few seconds left in the 4th round. Let's have a look, and it's over. So I've got it 2 rounds each. 2 rounds each for me. Obviously, Cunningham's slightly ahead due to the 10-8 round. Jay says, does Cunningham have the stamina for 10? That's a good question. He's become quite low volume. Rob says 10-10 round. James says good objective commentary, BG. Thank you. Tom has it 38-38. Ben says he thinks Cunningham nicked it. Scott says he loves the commentary. He likes reading people's opinions. Mikey says Ogogo won that round. Fight Talk has Cunningham by 38-37. Yusuf gives that round to Cunningham. Grove says Ogogo wins on volume, but still poor. The cameras are showing Spike at ringside. Yannick says Spike will eat him alive. James is at 38-37. Kendall is at 39-37. Car Cleaning is at 40-36. So I have got it. I believe I've got it 38-37 Ogogo. We're off for round 5, guys. And the theme basically continues. Cunningham being a bit more aggressive here, though. We've seen Cunningham throwing some. Ogogo's balance is all over the place. He rushes in, and he doesn't know what to do when he's under fire here. Cunningham started more aggressively, but now Ogogo's piling forward, and You know, he had Cunningham up against the ropes there for a second, but Cunningham's able to weave out and move to the centre of the ring. Cunningham's actually got some smarts in there. You know, he knows his way around the ring. You know, he's got good head movement. He's got good angles. He's calm. He really looks like a vet in there. He's just not quite doing enough in terms of his output for me here, which I think is a real dangerous trend. But for me, Cunningham's looking the more talented fighter. Ogogo, you know, he's coming forward. He's being aggressive. He's the bigger, stronger man, but he's doing it without education. And they still haven't told him about the double jab. Yeah, Ogogo missing wildly now with a straight right. And Cunningham kind of turning him. And really, you know, Cunningham's looking the better fighter here for me. You know, really is. Now, Ogogo has landed their right hand on Cunningham, but Ogogo's wobbled there. I'm not saying he's hurt by Cunningham. I just think his balance is very poor. And Cunningham being a southpaw and Cunningham moving and giving him angles is really, really, really befuddling him with his balance. You know, he's looking quite amateurish in there at times, Ogogo. He's swinging and missing, and he's facing the wrong way as he swings, Ogogo. This is really poor stuff from him. But the theme is continuing here, whereas is Cunningham doing enough to win these rounds? Ogogo is now piling forward. He's not landing anything of note, but he's piling forward, throwing 5 or 6 punch combinations with fast hands, and he's throwing punches that could well hurt you if they landed on you. You know, whereas Cunningham is more on the back foot. He's moving laterally nicely. Ogogo's just caught him there, you know, as Cunningham's on the back foot. But, you know, it's a clash of styles, and it's a fight that's maybe, you know, Cunningham's probably a hard guy to look good against, but he's doing a very, very good job of making Ogogo look exceptionally basic in there. So we got 30 seconds left of round 5. And this is another round for me that is real hard to call this. You know, Cunningham has looked by far the better fighter. He's made Ogogo look very basic. The question is, has Cunningham landed enough? Now, I think in this round, I think the last 20 seconds here could actually be relevant. It's a very, very tight round, this. Cunningham lands with a lead. Cunningham looks so comfortable in there. His hands are literally by his knees. And he's just light on his feet and dancing around, making Ogogo miss. But, you know, Ogogo missing again, and Ogogo's just piling in. You know, he gets the guy against the ropes, and that's really when you need to throw that double jab and then maybe the hook to the body. If he got that jab to the head, hook to the body in, he'd be scoring, but he's missing opportunities. You know, he's got Cunningham back on the ropes, and he's just not scoring points when he's doing it. Cunningham's able to duck and get in under him. How are we scoring that round, people? After 5, I'm going to give that one to Craig Cunningham. I've got Craig Cunningham 3 rounds to 2 up, with one of them being a 10-8 round. So in other words, I've got Cunningham 2 rounds up. How are you guys scoring it, people? Let me know after 5. Mikey, 4-1 Cunningham. Ogogo has no range or method. Michael gives that last round to Ogogo. JG says, I can't give Ogogo anything. He's looking so poor. Scott says, based on this performance, Ogogo's European level at best. I'm afraid he's Southern area level at best, Scott, based on this performance. Jay's got it even. Ernst says Ogogo looks like he's been on the Jaeger bombs. Kiwi gave that round to Ogogo. Anyway, guys, round 6. I've got Cunningham 2 points up going into round 6. Now we're off on round 6. And Cunningham's just landed a decent straight to Ogogo's chin. It hasn't wobbled Ogogo, but, you know, Cunningham starting this round with a little bit of higher output. Cunningham's double up the jab there. You know, something that they still haven't taught Ogogo how to do. Cunningham lands with a cross to the body. It's nothing of note, but at least he's being a bit more proactive and a bit more aggressive here, which is good to see. Ogogo looks like he's out of ideas in there. You know, he looks like he's got one plan, his plan A, which is to stand and throw 1-2s from range. And that's not working. And it looks like he's got nothing else in his locker. His balance is horrific. His balance is horrific. Every time Cunningham lands, Cunningham pivots. And Ogogo is almost left facing the wrong way. Ogogo, I wonder if he's starting to tire. I wonder if he's starting to struggle in there. You know, let's see. Let's see. This has not been a good start to round 6 for Ogogo here, and he needs a big round because, as I say, on my scorecard, he's 2 rounds down. Cunningham getting that jab working. Ogogo's still coming forward. He's still pushing the pace, but his judgment of range has been horrific. Every round it's been horrific. Which is really not what we want to see. Ogogo missing again and getting tagged by Cunningham. The punches that Cunningham are landing, they don't look like they're hurting Ogogo, but they're starting to land with increasing regularity in this round. Ogogo puts his hands down there thinking he's being clever and gets caught, immediately. Cunningham's got his hand down by his waist, and they've been down there for quite some time now. For me, we're 2 minutes into round 6. This is a definite Cunningham round so far. Ogogo, maybe he looks tired. His mouth is getting a bit open. He certainly looks out of ideas here. What was the game plan for this fight for Anthony Ogogo? It seems to just be throw a wild jab cross combination. That's all he's had in his locker the whole night. And Cunningham just ducks under his cross. And, Cunningham's really building in confidence here. He looks arrogant. And to be fair, this isn't Cunningham's weight class. You can see he's not a middleweight. But Cunningham is a fighter I'd like to see again based on this performance. He's not the biggest puncher. He's not the highest output, but he's got real smarts in there. And I think at light middleweight, he could be a weapon with this experience under his belt. So we've got 20 seconds left in this round. I need to put my laptop on charge between the 2 rounds, guys. So bit of an error for me not to do that before I've started. So I may not be here between rounds, but I'll certainly be back before the start of the 7th. Let me know how you're scoring this. I've got Anthony Ogogo 3 points down. I've got Cunningham after 6, 4-2 up, and one of them a 10-8 round. Right, 6 rounds over. I'm just going to put my charger in. And we're back. Yeah, look at that. They're just showing it now on the replay. Ogogo puts his hands down. He thinks he's Cunningham for a second. That's just what Cunningham's doing. And Cunningham just catches him with a haymaker. Embarrassing stuff there. Really, really embarrassing stuff. Just putting my charger in, Alex. Right, we're off for round 7 now. Off for round 7. Here we go. So, to reiterate, after 6, I've scored 4 rounds to 2 in favour of Cunningham, with one of them being a 10-8 round. I have him 3 points up. To win this fight on my card, Ogogo needs to win every round, or he needs to score knockdowns, or he needs to get a knockout. I've got Cunningham up by a fair margin here, although I do note that one of those rounds is a swing round. Cunningham catches Ogogo again. Ogogo's very square on, isn't he? He's quite robotic-y. He's square on, he's upright, and he's so easy to time when he's throwing punches. He's very vulnerable when he's engaging, especially because he continually comes up short with his punch. And Gaz says Ogogo's eye is closing. There's a bit of reddening there, certainly. He's eaten a few punches tonight. Cunningham isn't the most natural athlete, but he's so much more economical, isn't he? He's just able to step back and lean away. And Ogogo keeps positioning him in the ropes, and he hasn't learned his lesson. What we've seen tonight from Ogogo is a complete lack of tactical versatility. He's missed with the jab, and he's persisted in missing with the jab over and over again. He keeps positioning Cunningham up against the ropes, coming forward with a barrage of punches that Cunningham's just able to duck under. At no stage has it occurred to him that when he's got Cunningham up against the ropes, rather than just swinging him with haymakers, he should throw a jab to his chest to make him put his hands up and then go to the body, or then throw a hook after that. We've seen a complete lack of strategy from Ogogo in there. No plan B whatsoever. Whereas for me, Cunningham, he may not be the hardest puncher, but he's looking very, very, very comfortable in there. There's a real swagger to his work. There's a confidence to his work. He doesn't look bothered by Ogogo one bit at all. And I don't know what the CompuBack stats will say, but for me, he looks by far the more accurate puncher. Ogogo's balance really is horrific. He's bouncing up and down, and I don't know whether he's tired. I don't know whether he's gassed, but he looks out of ideas. And Cunningham is really winning this round for me. You know, Cunningham is actually, not only is he showing the slicker skills, the better movement, Cunningham's potentially landing the better punches this round. Ogogo misses again, and Ogogo's, you know, he's very upright. You know, very, very upright. He's easy to hit for me. There's a real lack of smoothness to his game. Very robotic, and he's all over the place, really. End of round 7. For me, that's a clear Cunningham round. I've got Cunningham 5 rounds to 2 with a knockdown. So I've got Cunningham streets ahead now. Streets ahead. You know, and for me, Cunningham looks all out the winner here. How are you guys seeing it? Leave your comments in the chat, guys. Pete's got Cunningham 2 up. Mason says Ogogo starting to look gas. Grove says there's no head movement. It's terrible. Straight lines. Yeah, he's so robotic. Scott says Ogogo outbox. JG's got it 6-1 to Cunningham. Edit says Ogogo needs to KO. The Detoni says Ogogo gassed. Jason says don't like how Ogogo fights with an open mouth. Will equal a broken jaw. Mikey says 6-1 Cunningham. Michael's got it very close. He's got it 68-67 Cunningham. I have it a lot wider than that. Rob says Cunningham winning every round. Ogogo may be having a share of 1 or 2. How do we think the judges are going to score this, people? Yeah, it sounds like, I don't know, because we're not watching the Sky commentary, this is usually the kind of fight where Carl Frotz would have Anthony Ogogo winning every round. Now, I don't have the Sky commentary on, so I don't know how they're scoring it or what they're saying is going on here. But you know, is this the kind of fight where we could see one of the robberies? You know, I've got Cunningham winning the fight very comfortably here. 5-2 up with 1 round being a knockdown. But let's see. Could the judges have it closer? I admit one of them is a swing round, so I could have it 4-3 with 1 round being a knockdown. But even then, I've got Cunningham 2 up. So we've done 45 seconds of the 8th round. Bag it in there. Cunningham just looks so easy for me, doesn't he? He looks so comfortable. When we talk about ring generalship, he's literally hands down at his waist. He's got a bit of a swagger. His chin's out. You know, Ogogo's got this very stiff, robotic construct. You know, no head movement, awkward footwork. You know, a jab that has just missed all night. And he's lunging in. He's getting desperate, Ogogo. He's getting very, very desperate for me. No plan B whatsoever. No tactical versatility. No strings to his bow. You know, when we look at elite level prospects, we like to see a guy who can fight inside and outside. We like to see a guy who can... I'm just having a look to see what Ian John's doing here. Ian John's paused the fight for a second, and I think it's just tape on Ogogo's glove. Yeah, it's just tape on Ogogo's glove. No dramas there. Ogogo looks very frustrated with himself in the corner. You know, he looks very, very frustrated with himself, and he's losing this fight. I'm not sure if they're going to pull him out here, you know. I'm not sure if they're going to pull him out. Ian John's having a word. What is going on here? There's something's going on. I'm not sure if Ian's pulled him out. Cunningham has won the fight by knockout. Ogogo has been pulled out by his corner. He looked annoyed with himself. I don't know if he's claiming some sort of injury. I don't know if Tony Sims pulled him out because he felt the fight was slipping away. I don't know if Ogogo quit because he was gassed. I couldn't see an obvious injury. I could not see an obvious injury on Ogogo there. I don't know if he was just tired and frustrated and felt that he was getting beat. You know, Ogogo looks devastated. Joking apart, it's hard for him to take a loss like this. But for me, that was a fight that Cunningham was winning very comfortably. And Ogogo's chance to win it had been and gone. You know, Ogogo was tired. He had no versatility. And he looked terrible in there. He looked absolutely terrible in there. I don't know if anyone watching live. We've got 118 people watching live. So shout out to everyone who took the time to watch live. I don't know if anyone's got a reason. Four says his balance is so bad, maybe his knee or hamstring is gone. Ben says Ogogo couldn't have less heart. You know, was it a heart thing? Did Ogogo just quit because he felt like he was losing the fight? You know, I did not sense, you know, Ogogo, for me, the chance to win was slipping away from him there. But I didn't see an obvious injury. Now, I don't know if there's some hand injury. I don't know what it is. I don't know. But there wasn't an obvious injury. Mikey says Ogogo quit. Tom says, enjoyed this, BG. Used to do it for the main event. Not going to do it for the main event tonight. To be honest, I've spoken so much that my throat is absolutely killing me. I'm going to need a nice little whiskey. But yeah, let me know your thoughts on this. How did it work for you with the timing, guys? Obviously, my commentary was on a slight delay. How did that work? Did you enjoy the commentary? Is it something you'd like to watch again? Did I do a better job than Sky? You know, they're just reading that result here, and Ogogo's bleeding from the nose. Both of his eyes look busted up. You know, he's had a hard fight. He's taken a few shots there. He's been a bit beaten up, but you know, I am not aware of an obvious injury he's sustained. And Craig Cunningham, if you look at him, he looks, you know, it's hard to tell he's even been in a fight really. And now they're standing side by side. He is a substantially smaller man than Ogogo. You know, if Cunningham drops down a weight, he's got a career ahead of him. I'll tell you, he looked decent. Stu says Sky is saying it's an issue with his eye. Alex says they'll now claim an injury so that the loss isn't legitimate. The Fight Talk says great job, do it again. Sam says he wants Spike to call him out. Oh, Lucas is saying they're saying it was double vision. Ben says the format worked really well. It's interesting to see how other fans scored it. I wonder how that fight would have been scored if it went the distance. Jason says, well done, enjoyed that. Ben says, hope you do it again soon. Maybe with one or two guys on the podcast. James says, stay on for Gavin. I can't stay on for Gavin tonight, mate. My throat is killing me, but I will do it again, definitely. JG says, was brilliant, BG. Timing the commentary was spot on. Defo do it again. Miles better than Sky. Very, very kind of you. Hosky, Chris says, that was good, mate. Well done. Thanks, mate. Someone says, seen better newborn giraffes with better footwork. Jay says, maybe it's a broken eye socket. Jared says, well done, Tom. I enjoyed it. James says, great commentary. I could listen to more. Daniel says, really impressed with Cunningham. Ogogo pulled out with a broken heart. Waleed says, well done, BG. The Detoni says, great stuff. Paul says, enjoyed it, BG. Thanks for a great service. They're saying Ogogo double vision. Right, guys, I'm going to call it a day there. I am going to go and make myself a cup of tea and have a little whiskey, I think. And I might try and do a video after Gavin Eggington. But, yeah, we got up to about 120 people there. So really, really appreciate everyone who took the time to tune in. And it will get a lot better. Trust me. This was my first attempt at it. I never get nervous doing videos or doing live shows. I was actually slightly nervous tonight. So I reckon it's the kind of thing that if we do it 2 or 3 times, and if people are interested in seeing it again, that I'll hopefully get a little bit better at doing it at times. So work in progress, bit of a trial run tonight, bit of a guinea pig. But I enjoyed it, guys. And thanks to everyone who's watching. As always, take the time to hit the thumbs up button, take the time to subscribe. Enjoy the Gavin Eggington fight, guys, and I'll catch you soon.